Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building a trailer home for a conspiracy theorist. I thought this would be so much fun to do since with the latest pack we got so many great items relating to this idea. Plus we got this new camper door, you guys, that is so awesome in my opinion. I think it looks so realistic. I love the stickers on it, especially the swatch that has like this gross slimy handprint. It's disgusting and I think it looks really good, but I went with the one that has the alien face crossed out of it because I definitely imagine the type of sim that lives in this trailer thinks that they've seen aliens, that they've been abducted. They're very paranoid because of course with this pack we did get the new paranoid trait. So they think danger is around every corner. I put the listening device in here. They have that garage decoration that has like extra gasoline and rope, so they are definitely the type of sim that is like a prepper. They're a doomsday prepper. They think, you know, something is about to happen and they're very suspicious of everything. So I thought that would be so much fun, and of course I wanted this trailer to look like it could be towed behind a pickup, so it is elevated off the ground. And I think it turned out really nice. I really like the way the tow hitch area turned out. Here in just a moment I merged a couple of tanks together that I'm pretty sure they came with Get to Work, but we'll see that here in just a moment. But I made it look elevated off the ground first by creating a room and then a second story on top of it. And then I deleted the first story and then drug the second story down to where it was nearly touching the ground. And it works out great. The Sims were able to get inside the trailer no problem. But here I am creating the gas tank. So this is where the propane would go for the gas for the stove inside the trailer and those kinds of things. So I think it turned out really nice. I also sized up a statue pickup to look like that's the pickup that would tow this trailer around. And I think it looks really nice. And here I'm sizing up some pool lights to look like wheels. Now they do glow, they're still lights, but I don't think it looks too weird when it's nighttime, and they kind of look like wheels. At least it was the best thing that I could find. I played around with this idea before I ever started recording to make sure I could kind of figure out some ideas of what would look nice. So I tried a few other round wall decor objects, but these ones, in my opinion, looked the most like wheels. And I really wanted to create this fenced-in yard area because a few of the other trailer homes in this area also have kind of yard looking areas, and it looks like they have astroturf, and I really wish we would have got a rug that was like astroturf, like fake grass. We do have this floor tile, so that's what I end up using because I didn't want it to look like realistic grass. I didn't want it to change with the seasons. I just wanted it to look very fake, like it was a rug, so I used the floor tiles to kind of get that effect. But I would have loved to see like a shaggy grass rug. I think that would have been so cool. And I tried using the new picket fence that we got with this pack, but it just looked too cutesy for the look that I was going for. And I tried a bunch of other fences, and I was really looking for one that looked a bit broken, and I think that would be really nice to see. Maybe a fence that has like slats and stuff that have fallen down to the ground. I think that would be really nice, but I ended up going with this one that we got with, I think, the update right before Get Famous. But here in a moment I do change the color to be this green color that I think looks a little bit better for the look that I was going for. And for the landscaping, I tried my best to make it blend into the world. I used a lot of those debug agave plants that are zero simoleons. I love those plants so much, and I tried my best to work with the cactus that we already have in game since this pack didn't come with any new plants, and I was really sad about that. I've mentioned that several times already, but I'll probably mention it in every build that I do in this world because it was something that I was really excited for to come with this pack. But I did try my best to make the cactus that we already have look a little bit different, so I clustered some of them together and I think it turned out really nice. But here I am creating a little seating area. I use these camp chairs that I think are so adorable, and then we have the cooler. I put a barbecue out here, a couple of planter boxes, this bucket where you can have the water balloons because I imagine it gets very, very hot in this world. And I think this area turns out really adorable. I do put this crate that came with cats and dogs because I did imagine this sim would have a pet, and I think they'd be more of a cat person. At least that's what I had in mind. You could of course have a dog in this house if you prefer, but I know your cats can climb on top of these boxes, so I wanted to put this out here. And then I put a few other boxes that I believe are base game right next to it, and yeah, I just had a lot of fun picking out kind of like quirky decorations. This clutter box that came with City Living, it is accessed through the debug menu, and I'm pretty sure your Sims can like search for snow globes and stuff in it, and then the item would disappear. But I think it looks really nice just as regular clutter decoration. It has like pots and a bunch of other different little knickknacks and stuff in there, so I thought it looked really nice for this kind of build. and here I am on the interior trying to make sure I had enough room for the bathroom. I was going to do like a hallway shower because a lot of these kind of pull behind trailers that I have been in have a shower that's kind of separate from the toilet area, so that's what I was going to do, but I didn't really like the way it was looking. And this tile is new with the pack, by the way. It is a recolor of a tile that we already have with base game. It just looks a little bit more stained and cracked and a little bit more weathered, and I think it looks awesome. I'm really happy with that tile. I love it when they take items that we already have in game and make them look a little bit grungier, a little bit grosser. I think it's lots of fun. And here I'm trying to figure out exactly what sort of furniture I can fit inside here. I do end up extending the trailer a little bit because I really wanted to use one of these booths that came with Dine Out because I felt like they looked really realistic to the sort of furniture that I've seen inside these like pull behind trailers. So I will change that up here in a moment, but first I try to use this chair. It didn't take up a whole lot of space, so if you wanted to make the trailer a little bit smaller again, you could definitely do that, but I love the way the area turns out, and we'll see that here in just a moment. And this item, you guys, is so cool. This is new with the pack. It is a lava lamp. I haven't seen it in action necessarily, so I'm pretty sure it functions and there's actual lava inside of it. I totally forgot to place it back in this camp trailer, so I will place it before I take the screenshots and check it out. I'm so excited. I think it's a really cool item. It was something that I was not expecting and I didn't really even know I wanted, but now that we have it, I think it's awesome. So I'm really excited about that. And here I wanted to create some sort of a storage space for the shelf that came with the pack. I think this shelf is awesome, you guys. There's gasoline, there's rope, there's like this gas mask, and I think a sack of flour and a flashlight. So many cool items. I think this is going to come in real handy for garages, but I do change it up in a moment because it was kind of having some weird outdoor lighting, but the way I end up getting it in the end I think looks really nice. I also put some satellite dishes on the roof because I imagine they're listening in on everything. They're listening on every radio station. They're listening in on people's conversations. So that computer desk looking thing that I have is actually a device for listening in on conversations. I'm so excited to play around with that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But here I am creating this little pop-out area. So this is something that I've actually seen on a lot of camp trailers, and I think it turned out okay. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but it created a lot more space here in the interior to be able to put a couch and just have a little bit more room for personality and decoration. So I'm really happy I did that. And here I was going to make it a little bit bigger so you'll see part of the wheel poking through, but I end up actually making it a little bit smaller because it fit one of these booths really perfectly, and it was kind of like a perfect fit. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And I was going to snap a dining table to it, but it didn't really feel like this dining table is actually connecting to the booth, and I'm pretty sure they're supposed to, but I ended up not keeping it because it took up a lot of space and I didn't really imagine the Sim that lived here really cared too much about having like a proper table to sit and eat at. You can of course place one if you find it necessary. If you want to use a computer, you could definitely place a computer on that table. So one of the new laptops that came with the pack, you could definitely do something like that, but I decided not to. And here I placed that crate with the TV on it. I thought that looked really nice. And then here is when I start adding a bunch of decorations. So over here in this corner, I put a filing cabinet. I put a bunch of different boxes. There's this floor mess. I wanted it to look like they had currently been like rummaging through boxes, like looking for some certain paperwork or files or something like that. I also placed the dartboard because I wanted some sort of kind of game or activity, and I thought it fit perfectly in here, and it totally works. These boxes and filing cabinet are not blocking them. And then I do end up getting rid of this washing machine. There is the washing bucket outside. I wanted there to be the washing machine because I felt like they would probably, I don't know, use that a little bit more, but I really felt like I needed the counter space, so I ended up getting rid of it. And then here I put a bunch of posters on the wall. These all came with the new pack, and they're awesome. Some of them are unlocked through the debug menu, and they look so cool. I really like all of them. And then I put those skateboards up on the wall, and that one was perfect because there's an abduction scene in it. Then I sized down that poster that came with Get Famous, and then of course I have the bulletin board that has all of the postcards and a calendar. That's something I do in lots of builds, but I definitely felt like it looked nice in here. And then here I decided to rearrange the kitchen a little bit. I wanted there to be some appliances, so I have the microwave, and I don't think I end up keeping the coffee pot. Pretty sure I don't, but then I just leave the one left to the sink empty. That way there's plenty of space for your Sims to be able to use the kitchen, a chopping block, and those kinds of things. So I think this kitchen turns out really nice, and I just add a lot of like clutter, especially on top of the refrigerator. So you'll see that here in just a moment. It kind of takes me a little while to get this kitchen sorted out, and I kind of feel like maybe I could even add more decorations. So if you see anything different in the screenshots, that might be what happens. But here I am just adding some clutter decorations. I put these pots and pans up on top of the stove. And I did playtest this kitchen, by the way, and everything worked fine. So those pots and pans are not blocking the stove. My Sim was able to use it. And then here I am using the red shelf to clutter up the top of the refrigerator. And this red shelf is linked in the description. And I have done a tutorial for Move Objects where I talk about using this shelf if you guys are interested. But I did get some comments saying that you guys were having trouble downloading this shelf, that the link wasn't working. So if you were trying to download it, please check again, because I think Sims share file was down for a while, and I'm pretty sure I read that it is stable. I haven't downloaded any custom content since it was having its trouble, but I'm pretty sure everything has been fixed. So if you were trying, I think everything should work just fine now, so you can definitely try that again. But here I am picking out some tile for the bathroom. I think I just ended up going with this one. It's very simple and kind of yellowy looking. And then I put these cookbooks up on top of the microwave. I love doing that. I think it adds such nice clutter decoration. And here I was trying to place this litter box. I do end up placing a litter box in the bathroom, and I'm not sure 100% if it works or not, so I will have to take a cat on this lot and check it before I upload it to the gallery. So if I forget to do that, I apologize. Hopefully it does work, but when we go to decorate the bathroom, you'll see why it may not work. I think it should be fine though, because my Sim was able to use the toilet, so I don't think anything was blocking each other, but hopefully it does work. And here I tried sizing down the microwave because I wanted more counter space, but I didn't end up leaving it that way. Have you guys ever sized down a microwave? Does it work in the game? I imagine it does work, but the animation would be a little bit weird, so I end up just leaving it the way it is. And I wanted to put a plant right here, but again, I didn't want anything to block the counter space, so I ended up putting a plant over here by the microwave. And then I just pick out some other clutter decoration. I go into the debug menu and pull out these bags of coffee. I love using these as decoration. I think they look so good. And then I also place this coffee cup right here. Now the coffee cup, it'll go bad and it'll need to be cleaned up, but for now it looks nice as decoration. And then over here, I really wanted to clutter up this area. Since the back of this couch kind of has this lip to it, or a shelf, I thought it would be perfect to add a bunch of different little knickknacks. I put the remote from the debug menu. There's pens and pencils. There's stacks of papers and files. Lots of cool stuff over here. And then I remembered to use this fan that came with Get to Work. This is something that I don't always remember because I think it's kind of hard to find in the catalog. I think you have to go into appliances, or is it electronics? I can't exactly remember. It's one of those, and then you go into the miscellaneous category of those. So I kind of feel like it should just be in regular like statues or decor objects, but either way, I was happy to remember it, and I think it looks really nice. And then over here is the bathroom, so I ended up going with this sink. I thought it looked perfect in here, and I really liked this mirror because it had all these sticky notes attached to it, and I imagine the Sim that lives here probably leaves notes everywhere. I think that would be a really cool object to have in game. It's just a sticky note that we could like stick to the wall. I think that would be nice to have, but I doubt it'll ever come, but it's a nice idea anyways. So I did place the litter box right here, so this you could probably see why it might not work, but the Sim was able to use the sink and the toilet, so I imagine nothing is blocking the litter box from working, but I will check it if I remember. And then I ended up going with these Parenthood curtains. I really wanted to use those curtains that came with cats and dogs because I really liked the pattern on it, but it didn't quite come in the right sizes for all of the windows. And then here in the bedroom, I go with this bed that came with, I believe Outdoor Retreat, but it's like an air-up mattress. I thought it looked really nice in here. I liked it in this yellow color anyways, but this bedroom is so small, I really didn't have a whole lot of room, so here I try extending it, but it didn't look quite right, so I do end up pushing the bed against the wall because once I place a chair here at this listening device, there really was no space. It was going to block one side of the bed anyways, and I ended up moving this shelf over here, and I was able to actually pull it inside of the room a little bit so it doesn't have this weird bluish outdoor lighting. I thought this looked really good, and then I was able to move this against the wall, and I think this is just the better layout for this room. I really wish I could have had the bed be in like the center of the room, that way Sims could get to both sides of it, but I still think it looks good this way, and maybe the Sim really isn't interested in dating. Maybe they're an unflirty Sim? Not exactly sure, but either way, I thought it looked okay this way, and then I just put some posters up on the wall, and then I also add some clutter decorations to the shelf. I put some of these like boxes and stuff that we got with Outdoor Retreat. I was going to use this box that came with City Living again, but I decided not to. I just use these ones that have like camping supplies and all of those kinds of things, and this is basically it for the build. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I had so much fun doing this build. Very excited to hear what you guys have to say about it, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. But thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!
It goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground. It's a dizzying day. I would give a lot to get away. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years. Could you bring some light to me? Or just sit beside me and never leave? I got the courage.